A book or two books about this yay high. Photo album also works. Something you're comfortable putting your foot on. 2 water bottles or 1 water bottle full of water. And yes. And a chair. Excellent. 4 things. Alright, it's 4 p.m. I'm going to get us started on the mat. Take your time joining in if you're still grabbing your props. And once you're ready, head onto your mat and find a comfortable seat. Stay crossing at your ankle, get your knees wide. Take a deep inhale, find yourself seated on your feet. Close your eyes if you like, but not limiting yourself to your exercise and your practice today. Inhale in your nose, and exhale out your mouth. And inhale through your nose, and exhale out your mouth. And exhale, let your jaws. As you can wiggle around, we're working like that. Inhaling, shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale and drop. Excellent. Fluttering your eyes open. Let's take some head rolls. Dropping your chin towards your chest. Then over to the right. Nice and easy head roll to the back. Opening up the sides, front, and back of your neck. Again in that direction, over to the right. Back. Feeling where the kinks are, where your body has that glitching moment, and try not to jump over them, but passing through with control and smoothing out each way. Turning to the left, let's reverse that left to back, over to the right, and center 2 more times this side. Feel free to add in your chest or your shoulders, whatever feels good for you on this Tuesday afternoon. Approaching your hump day. And letting that go, coming up to a seat. Inhaling high and exhaling, hollowing out your chest. Pressing your knees into your hands, getting a bit of a back stretch. Inhaling, pressing your chest through, drawing your elbows to your side. Don't worry about the ribs swaying out, just bring your throat and chest up towards the sky. And exhale, hollowing out your sternum and your belly. And inhaling. Lifting up, 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 out of your seat, lengthening through your waist, and exhale, hollow out the belly. One more time, inhaling, and exhaling, hollowing back. Stepping back onto your seat, taking your left arm and just lightly tapping it down to the ground. Reaching out your right arm to the side, and then bending over to your left, sliding that left arm up to the ground until your elbow finds the ground. Or just your hand, however far down you want to go, taking a side stretch. Inhaling, widening the ribs, and exhaling, navel to spine. Inhaling, reaching that top arm up and over, drawing a semicircle, and then coming off the other side. Right hand finds the ground, elbow reaches for the floor, left arm up and over. Breathing into those intercostals, those muscles in between your ribs that often get neglected. Exhale, feel your sit bone dropping. Inhale. If you're dealing with a lot of stress, these become particularly tight. And exhale. And reaching up that left arm, coming to a tall, seated position. Letting those arms go. Make your way into a tabletop. Knees under hips, shoulders over wrists. And just a few cat-cows, mobilizing the spine. These are always a good way to start warming up the core. Making space between the vertebrae. On your own time, finding that cat-cow, bringing your head and tail towards each other in one direction and then the other. One last time, whatever cat or cow you're on, coming back to a neutral tabletop, and then bring your feet together, open your knees a little bit wider, tent your fingertips in front of you, and draw your sternum down and between your shoulders, sending your sits bones up towards the ceiling. Like the way a dog or a cat stretches out its back. Totally shameless. Just doing what feels good. And inhale here. Exhale, widen and let your sternum fall even deeper. Inhale, draw up in the belly, come up a few inches, tuck the head, and then reverse that, go back where you came, dropping your sternum down, tenting the fingers. And bringing one hand by your side and the other coming back into this tabletop position. Firing up your core, tucking your toes, lifting your knees off the floor just a few inches, feeling that bird begin to set in. And now take your hips up to a down dog, stretching it out. Right away, start to pedal through the feet. Making sure we get all the way down to the back of the heel, feeling that hamstring activating, stretching, and letting that settle, coming back to neutral. Let the knees bend forward, and again, hovering, finding this tabletop. Keep the knees off of the ground a few inches, lengthening to the top of your head, all the way, energy out through your tail. And again, exhale, lift the hips up, press the heels down, inhale through the nose. And if you so desire, exhale audibly. Feeling yourself widen and drop down, inhaling through the nose, and exhale. Pressing into your right foot, lift your left leg up high and just take a little stretch of that right hamstring, wiggling the foot around however you like. Sorry, you can't see my foot in the mirror in the video, I'm just doing this. And bringing that leg back down, pressing into the left side, lifting up the right, and twisting your ankle, taking some circles, some pointing and flexing. And bringing that foot back down, bending the knees, articulating through the spine and finding that tabletop hover one last time. Drop the knees down slowly, one at a time. Readjusting so that you're back in this tabletop, neutral spine, belly comes in and up. Send one leg out behind you, making your way into a plank. Feeling the connection of your two hands, your left knee and your right foot. Taking an inhale into your ribs and then exhale, send the other leg out to meet it, and we're staying in a plank for 30 seconds. Here we go, starting now. If this starts to become too much, you can rock back and forth. This is a good way actually to sort of distract yourself, but you're still getting a great core workout. Make sure you keep your shoulders stable as you do this, if you choose to do this. If this is uncomfortable on your wrist, you can always make your way down onto your elbows. We have 10 more seconds, we're almost there. Hopefully my voice is distracting you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower one knee at a time, crossing at the ankles, sit back, and find yourself pushed into the center of the mat. So take one big scooch forward so your bum is in the center of the mat. If you're just joining us, we're using 4 props today: a water bottle or 2, a chair, a towel folded in 3s, or 3 times folded, and then a book or 2 books, just big enough to make about the width or height of a yoga block. We're going to start incorporating those pretty soon. Extending your legs out long. Keep the feet on the mat. Bring your hands just behind your thighs, holding onto your hamstrings. And we're just going to roll down with control, letting yourself take your time here to really hollow out each portion of your belly, slowly, all the way down to the mat. Extending your legs out long, and head meets the ground. Lifting your arms up towards the ceiling, we're going to start with our roll-ups, as we did yesterday. Inhaling here, widening into your mat, and then exhaling, nodding your chin to chest, hollowing out the sternum, and reaching your hands for your feet, pressing your legs down into the mat. Continue to curve over instead of flattening. Curve, curve, curve. Maintain the curve. Inhale and exhale. Send your belly button back towards your spine, as if you were scooping out a bowl of ice cream. Keep reaching your fingertips towards your toes. Hollow out, all the way back down to your back. One more time like that. Inhale, widening, exhale, nodding your chin to chest. Imagining your back body peeling off the mat like a fruit roll-up, which sounds really great right now. Curling over, inhaling, and exhaling, hollowing out your belly, rolling all the way back. Now at the end of this, we're going to reach and grab our water bottles, one or both. So connecting with your water bottles that are full of water or not, here's a nifty way to use the things that are in your house. So adding on some weight to this exercise, inhaling here, arms lifted above your head. Make sure your shoulders are plugged back. Inhale and exhale, nodding your chin to chest, rolling up. Exercise is the same, but we just added some weight in the arms. which will also help activate the core. Reaching forward over your legs, inhale, and exhale, hollow back. Make sure your arms stay long and strong. You don't want them to collapse. Keep reaching, keep reaching, and arms reach up overhead. Inhale, and exhale. Keep on going with this. I'll show you how to do it with one bottle. So if you're reaching up, you only have one bottle full of water. On your way back, as you exhale, just pass the bottle through the center and alternate to the other side. 2 more. Inhaling and exhaling. Nodding your chin to chest, passing the water bottle through the center if you're just having one. And on your next exhale, rolling back. Last one. Inhaling and exhaling. Forgot to mention you can also use cans of beans or corn or filling up a cup of water in a jar. And from here, lengthening out through your spine, coming to a tall, long seat. Either taking your second water bottle again or staying with one. Keeping your legs long and your hip flexors loose. We're just going to do some shoulder stabilizing. So, lifting your arms up towards the ceiling, keeping your shoulders dropped away from the ears, and then lowering back down in line with your shoulders. And lifting up towards the ceiling. Ribs are knitted in. Head is easy, neck is floating. And shoulders. And down. 5 more like this. If you're just doing one water bottle, just pass through the center as you come down. Alternatively, if you have one that's heavier than the other, put the heavier one in your weaker arm. Pass. And one more time, lifting up towards the ceiling. And lowering down. From here, keep your arms at shoulder height. Bring your feet onto the mat, one and then the other. Rolling halfway back, hollow out the belly, tucking the tail, rolling off the sit bones. And now we lift one arm up towards the ceiling and lower. With 2 water bottles, you're just lifting one and then the other. With one, same idea as before, you can pass through the center and lift up on the other side. Exhale to hollow out deeper in the belly, keeping your head and neck easy. Give it a little shake if you're starting to feel tension build up in the back of the neck. We have 4 more. If your hip flexors are starting to feel tight, go ahead and shake out your legs and then come back to neutral. 2, last one, and stay. Keep your bottle in your hands, bring your bottle towards your center, roll back even further. Now, twisting over to the right at the obliques, wringing out the belly like a towel, up through center and to the left. Through center and left. All we're doing is adding a little bit of weight to this exercise to make your abs have to work harder and involve your arms and upper body in this exercise as well. Keep on going this way, or added challenge, lift up one leg as you twist with control, or lift up both legs. Really twisting from the center of the spine, making sure not to collapse or compress in that upper body. For 3, and 2. You can always bring your feet back down, even if you tried going and then it got tired. And last one. Put your bottle down next to you, extend your arms out long by your side, roll 3/4 of the way down, lengthen through your legs, lift them off, we stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way down onto your back. Oh, shake that out, wiggle your legs around, wiggle your arms, whatever you need to do. When you're ready, slide the bottles out of your way and turn on over to your belly. Take your hands, put them underneath, right by your shoulders, and just take a little cobra or a full upward dog to stretch out those belly muscles. Make sure that after you do an intense ab exercise, you stretch out the abs. That's also something that's easy to forget. And lower down. One more stretch like this. Feel free to open up your legs wide as your mat or wider if you're starting to feel compression in your low back. Shoulders away from the ears, drawing back. And lower down. Tucking your toes, squeeze your legs together, squeeze your glutes. We're coming up to a plank in one breath. Pressing your hands into the ground. Inhale long. And exhale, all engines fire, press up. Taking your right hand, bring it right underneath your face, and then shift onto the outsides of your legs, lifting your left arm up towards the ceiling. Here we're going to go for a side bend. From here, we'll lower our hips down towards the mat, and then exhale and bring the left arm up over our head, one long line like a banana. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Keep going like this. If this is too much on your wrist or it's a little bit too intense, you can lower your knees and lift up. Or you can come all the way onto your elbow and lift up from here, staying knees and elbow. We have 4 more like this, lots of variations. Exhale, inhale, and feel free to try all different options. See which muscle groups they activate, which one your body likes better. You might be surprised. And lower. Last one, exhale. And inhale. Now if you were up into a side plank, bring your knees down to the ground, and then make your way into this little figure 4 position with your right shin in line with the mat. If this is uncomfortable and your hip is a little bit tight, you can always grab your book or yoga block and slide it underneath that back hip and sit on it. This lifts me up a little bit more. It might be more comfortable depending on what your body needs. Taking your left hand, crossing it over and grabbing onto your right knee. Lifting up that right arm and then side bending over through those ribs. Lengthening. Making sure not to compress in the left side waist, but lengthening and lifting up using the breath. Shoulder drops away from the ear. And coming out of that. Sending the legs around to the other side. Oops, I ran into one of my props. And finding your way down onto your belly. Again, hands and feet squeeze in together, elbows drawn by your side. We're just going to repeat what we did on the opposite side. Inhaling to widen, and exhale, all engines fire, press up, one long line. This time, left hand finds its way underneath your face. Then turn your feet till you're facing out and you're in a side plank. Again, 3 variations of this. Bringing your hand by your side as you lower down. Then lifting up, exhale, lift, lift, lift in that side waist. And inhale. Remember, you can lower your knees or come down to your forearm as we continue this. Inhale, exhale, up. And inhale. Exhale, lift in the belly. 2 more of whatever variation you like. Exhale. Woo! And 1 more. Exhale. And lower. Hips, knees. Bringing your left leg forward. Again, sliding that book or block underneath your back glutes so that you can be elevated a little bit higher. Take your right arm. Cross it over. Hold on to the outside of your left knee. Lifting your left arm up. And then side over. Some tongue twisters in there. My body starts moving faster than my mouth. And inhale. And exhale. Coming out of that carefully. Turning onto your seat. Making sure that your towel, 3-fold towel, right here, is at the back of your mat. So the direction that your feet are facing is where we want the towel. That's going to come in handy a little bit later. Just going to move some of my props out of the way. From this position, go ahead and take your hands a few inches back. Classic shoulder opener, opening up our chest as well. Pressing into your hands and feet and get a nice stretch up towards the ceiling. And lower. And take it up again. I can tell you I've been doing this 4 days in a row and I can feel the openness in my shoulders increasing already. True testimonial. Lower that down. Last time, pressing up. And lowering down. Making your way onto your backs, looking for your book. We're going to go ahead for some hamstring and glute work. So taking your book or yoga block and sliding it underneath one foot or the other. That's where it's going to stay, underneath your foot. So if it's a precious book that you can't put your feet on, then quickly run and grab another one. Bring yourself back onto your back as more gracefully than I just did. And then go ahead and check if you can just scratch the back of your heel. If you can't, then your foot needs to be a little bit closer. Or you can slide your glutes a little bit closer to your heels. So we have one foot that's on a block or the book, and another foot that's just on the mat. We're going to do some shoulder bridges. So inhaling into your ribs. Exhale. Navel to spine, press into your feet. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Now, I know this feels really uneven, but having the block underneath your foot is going to make this a much more extreme hamstring and glute exercise. Now, lower your hips down just about halfway, creasing at the front of the hips. These are easy and loose, easy quads. Check them out, are they? Then activating your glutes and your hamstrings. From here, press into that left foot, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. So we've lowered about halfway down. Now we're going to pulse up a few inches and then lower back down to that halfway point. And pulse up, driving the heel of that right foot towards the ceiling. And pulse up, and lower, and up, and lower. 6 more, really squeezing in the seat, and up. Feeling the hips even across the front. Make sure you're not lifting one hip higher than the other. For 3. We're going to stay lifted as we move on to our next exercise. Last one, up, stay here. Lower that top leg down towards your knees so they're in line. Then lift it back up. Then we lower, and lower for 10, and lower, keeping the glutes squeezing, and 7, abs are in, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, really feeling the burn, and 2, and 1. Now lower all the way down towards the ankle, then back up towards the knee. And pulse. And pulse. If this is too much, you can come back up towards this position or simply keep pulsing in the first exercise. For 7. And 6. And you can always make things smaller. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Leg comes back up towards the ceiling. Stay activated. We have small circles. For 5. 4, notice how this affects your balance. What do you need to engage to make sure you don't wobble or tip over? Reverse that for 5. 4, that one's harder for me. 3, 2, and 1, and roll through the spine to lower down. Shake out that leg. Whew, that's a lot. But it's great, and it's yummy. I learned this yoga block exercise from Isadora Wolf. Amazing Pilates teacher, mover, performer, teacher of all things. And I love it so much. I want to share it with you. Now just slide the block or book over to the other side. If you can do it without looking at it, bonus points. Use the minds of your feet. And then find your opposite foot stacked on top of the block. Go ahead and reach for the back of your heel. Make sure that you can touch them with a little bit of stretch. And inhaling wide into your ribs, we take the other side. Exhale, tucking the tail, pressing up onto both feet. Find that long line from shoulders out through your knees, and then lower your hips halfway down. Really feeling the glutes and hamstrings activating and turned on. Press into that right foot, lift the left leg up, finding this position. Now we pulse the hips up by squeezing the glutes and lower down halfway. It's just a few inches, it's not a huge movement. And 8. 7, 6, again, reaching to the top of that heel up towards the ceiling, keeping your neck and across the chest as easy as possible for 3, 2, we're staying up, and 1, freeze this position. Now lower your left leg down in line with the opposite knee, and lifting back up, and lower, lift, and lower, and lower, thinking easy thoughts. 5, 4, 3. Now we're going to our next level in 2 and 1. And down to the ankle, back up to the knee. And ankle. Hips are square, abs are in. For 7 and 6. Again, modify as you need or come back up to the middle level or all the way back up to the beginning. For 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, all the way back up to the top. Last one, circles in, out, and around for 5, 4, 3. Don't let that left hip drop. I hope I was doing a good example of that. Reverse that for 5, 4, 3, Try to just isolate that leg, one, and lower, and shake out that leg. Oh, mama. Send both legs up towards the ceiling and then just give them a big wiggle. You can also do this little egg beater motion. One leg goes in, the other one goes out. That's really nice, really opens up the pelvis too. And one last shake, and let it go. All right, kicking that book out and away from you, using your feet. Super technical. Rolling over onto, oh no, I'm sorry, let's go through our back. So grabbing the arms behind the hamstrings, I love this, and I was about to skip over it. Shake, shake, shake. Bringing your legs towards your nose, and then just rocking. Again, using this not so much as an exercise, but more of a massage on your back muscles, relieving the fronts and the backs of the neck, and it's just kind of fun. Child's play. And coming up to a seated position, taking your hands back behind you, one more chest opener here, sending your hips up towards the ceiling, really getting them high, 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 and you can gaze at your navel if sending your head back is too much, and then sit back down and take a rest. Walking your hands up a few more inches, and then scooting your butt back if you were off your mat and sending your legs out long. This is called leg pull. You're going to keep your shoulders stacked over your wrist as you inhale, lengthening up to the top of your head, and exhale, pressing your hips up towards the ceiling. One long line. Your head is in line with your spine, but you're gazing forward. So I'm going to keep my head in line, but I'm not looking back. Head in line, gazing forward. Lower your hips down. One more time like that. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze your seat, lift up to the abs, and lengthen. And lower it down. Now that we have our preparation, we're going to add a leg lift. Again, nice hamstring work, glutes and core. Pressing up and lifting the hips. From here, inhale, lift the leg, and exhale, lower, keep the hips high. Inhale, lift the leg, and exhale, and lower. And inhale, and exhale, and inhale. Exhale, one more each side. You've got this. Pressing into your hands, turning your shoulders out and away, opening the chest, and lower the hips, and release forward over your legs. Shake out through the upper body. Wiggle the neck around. Rolling up to find your seat. We're going to do one more set of that, this time adding a tricep dip in between if you want to take it to a more advanced place. Otherwise, practice lifting up your hips or lifting your hips and lifting your leg. Lots of variations here. So we'll do 5. Pressing into your hands, long toes, engaging your glutes, inhale, and exhale, lifting your hips from here. Lifting up one leg, lower down, take a tricep dip, and back up. Left leg, and lower, and tricep, and up. Oh, I'm sliding my mat towards me. And lower, and lift, and lower. We have one more on each side. Lift, and lower, and lift, and lower, up, and sit down and hang over, reaching for your legs. Take a nice little stretch, a wobble, a shake, whatever you need for your body. Rolling up to a tall seat. We take our final hamstring exercise. Sitting back down to the middle of your mat, making sure that your towel is at the bottom of your mat where your feet are, folded up and close to you. Now you're going to reach for your mat and slide it underneath, about halfway, lifting your hips up, so that you have room for the towel to slide. So if you're on a wood floor or a tile floor, this towel should slide pretty easily. We're trying to use our body weight to slide it in and out. If you're outside, this is going to be a bit difficult, but I did want to show you how you can make use of props in your practice. So if you can't do it today, remember this exercise, and when you find tile or floor that's conducive to this, you can use it in next time. So setting up your towel just about a foot away from your glutes, lowering your body down, and then bringing your feet onto that towel. Pull them in so that they're close to your glutes, but a little bit further away than they would be for a normal shoulder bridge. From here, we're going to inhale and exhale, lifting your hips up high, finding that shoulder bridge. Now, flexing through your feet, For an more activated hamstring, or just keeping your feet down, we're going to extend our legs out and then press into the towel to drag the towel back in. Lengthen your legs halfway. Exhale, pull them in. This one is a doozy. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, press and lengthen through your arms for a little extra help. Inhale, out. Exhale. Don't be afraid to use momentum in this one. If you need to start learning how to get that towel sliding, it can be hard at first. And lower your hips down. Bring your knees into your chest. Take a little rock side to side. We're going to take that one more time, a set of 5. If you're really having a hard time getting the towel to move at all, just practice pushing with your feet and then turning on your hamstrings and activating your heels towards your glutes. You can still get hamstring work even if there's not a lot of motion, so keep that in mind. Setting your feet back up on the towel, hands by your side. Remember to press your arms down into the ground for a little extra assistance. On your next exhale, lift those hips up long and tall, easy at the front of the neck. We inhale, send the towel out a few inches, and exhale, lengthen to the top of the head, pull it in. Inhale, out. Exhale, lengthen in. Inhale, out. Contract in. We're lengthening out. And exhaling in. Last one. Inhale, out. And exhale in. Woo! Lower the hips. Knees into your chest. Roll it out. Go ahead and send that towel away. Untuck your mat. And if you can, send it away with your feet. Great. One less thing to do. Rolling over onto your side, we're going to do a few glutes before we move on to some more stretching through the body. So, starting as we did yesterday and the day before, stacking your knees in line with your hips, one long line from head all the way through your knees. Contrary to having them in the corner of your mat, which is a little bit more classical, I'm really loving this format. It gets into the glute med really quickly and effectively. Then lowering yourself down onto your arm, resting your head on your upper arm or in your hands, as long as you maintain a long waist. Find that mouse hole or that beam of light shining under the waist side that's on closest to the ground. And then set up your hips so that they're stacked, palm onto the ground. Right away, we're going to do classic clamshells, so activating the back of that glute and then lifting up and lowering down. We have 12 like this, lifting up and lower. Navel's really drawing into the spine. Top knee is the only thing that's moving, so this is a full body exercise. So as you continue, make sure that your upper body hasn't given up. It's not a time to sleep, time to stay active. I like to think of pulling the back of my neck energetically to lengthen to the top of my head. We have 3, 2, and 1. Lower knees stay glued together. Lift up those lower legs. Keep the hips stacked. And from here, take another set of 12. Trying not to wobble, which I'm not doing a great job at. 10. Keep on going. I'm going to check on you guys. We have 9 and 8. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, I probably miscounted, you're doing more than you need to, and 1, and lower it down. Bring your right hand in front of you, bend that left arm coming up into a forearm stance here. Our next glute exercise, keeping your hand on your hip, your knees can come a little bit more forward, but still keep them relatively in line with your spine. You're going to lift your hips off by activating that bottom glute, so lifting long, finding this long line. We have 3 clamshells, 1, 2, and 3, lowering all the way down, then lift up that top leg, and we have 3 abduction pulses. Abduction away from the body, 3. Back to clamshell, 1, 2, and 3, and extend the leg, and up, and 2, and 3, and lower everything down. We're going to take 2 more sets just like that. 3 times 2. The fun part here is that the glute that's stabilizing is really having to work. So hand on that hip, lengthen through the skull, and exhale, lift up, squeeze that bottom glute for 3, 2, and 1, and lengthen. A-B duck, 1, away from the body, 2, and 3, and back to clamshell. We have 1, 2, 3, and extend up, 2, 3, and lower everything down. One more time. If that's feeling really strenuous on your neck, you can still take these down on the ground. We're going to do one more set. Setting up on your elbow, hand on your hip, lifting up to that bottom glute, and open the leg for clamshell. 2, 3, now extend the leg, keep on going, lifting up, A-B duck for 1. Hi everybody. And 3, and back to your clamshell. 1, 2, 3, and lengthen, last set. 2, and 3, and relax. Whew. Letting that go, turning over onto the other side. Another graceful transition. And lengthening out long on your side, resting your head on to your upper arm, or again, resting it up here in your hands, lengthening through the waist. Finding that little mouse hole, that little ray of light. Knees in line with hips, hand in front of your belly. Activating the glutes, lifting the top knee up for your 1. Lower and lift. We have 10 more. And 8. Again, staying active in the whole upper body. Core is super engaged, even though we're trying to really isolate and pinpoint this one muscle group back here for 3, 2, and 1. Keep your knees glued together, lift off those lower legs, and clamshell from here for 12. Lengthening through that waist, and 10, 9, 8. Again, seeing what your body needs to negotiate here, this balancing point. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower, making your way up onto your forearm. Elbow right underneath your shoulder. Left hand on your hip, pressing into your knees, pressing into your hand, lifting your hips up by squeezing that right glute. We have 3 clamshells. 1, 2, 3, and extend that top leg. A-B duck away from your body for 1. Really squeezing the glutes. 2, feel like you're doing Fondas. 3, back to clam, and 1, 2, feeling the length from your knee all the way up to the top of your head, and extend the leg, lifting up. 1, 2, oops, I hit my chair. 3, and lower, take a break. I'm going to scoop 1 inch away, set up that again. 2 more sets, pressing into your hands, lifting up those hips. Clam for 1, 2, 3, and extend, and up. 2, 3, and back in for 1. I almost feel this in my bottom glute more than my top. That's crazy. And extend for 1, 2, 3, and lower. Oh, one last one in this. Shake out that neck if you need it. Wiggle around. And pressing into that elbow, into the hips. Lift up for 1, 2, 3, and extend the leg for 1, 2, 3, and lower. Last one. 1, 2. We got this. 3, and extend. 1, 2, and 3, and down. Oh, I definitely went super fast with that last one because I was struggling. Okay, we're done with glutes. Make your way into a pigeon position. So bringing your right leg forward, lining up your shin with the top of your mat. Left leg reaches long behind you. You can tuck those toes and flex through the heel, or point down and let it drop. We're going to take this in an activated way. So pressing into the ground by activating your glute, like you're going to lift yourself off the mat. Staying here for 10, 9, 8, 6, 2, and lower and release everything. 1, 2, 3. We'll take this again, activating from this newfound point of length because we got more flexible when we did that. Breathing in and really pressing into the ground for 5, 3, 1, and lower a little bit deeper. And last one from this deepest place of stretch for 5, 3, 1, and lengthen over. Rest for 3 counts. And carefully come out of that, whichever way you need. We'll switch legs. Bringing your left leg forward, lining up the top of that shin with the mat. If this is uncomfortable, you can always bring that foot a little bit closer towards your hip. But we're aiming to have it in a straight parallel line. Again, tucking that back right toe or letting it extend and lengthen, whichever one works better for you. And then pressing into the ground, squeezing your glutes, and then activating through the hip flexors here too, pressing down. You can have your hands on the ground, but the idea is to press, 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 activate, corners up and in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lengthen, release everything over. And from this new deeper position, again, pressing into the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lengthen over. Last time, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Find your deepest expression of the pigeon pose. Breathing. And come out of that easily and carefully. And go ahead and grab your chair if you have it with you. So, we're going to do a little tricep dip set, which of course you can do this on the ground as we did before. But if you want a little bit more range, I think this is a fun way to do it, and it's convenient. So, sitting at the edge of your chair, bring your hands to the sides of your hips. Then walking your feet out a few inches till your butt is just hovering off of the chair. From here, make sure your shoulders aren't scrunched forward, but rolling them back, squeezing the scapula together in the back. Then from here, maintaining your core up and in, dipping your elbows back, sitting back and down, and then lifting back up. And down. And up. These may be familiar to a lot of you, but I just want to do this as a way to remind us that we can be really creative in our workouts as we're stuck in our homes, especially when a regular tricep dip on your mat maybe is starting to feel boring. Keep on going like this. There are many ways to elevate the same exercise throughout your house. 2 more. And 1. And sitting back on your chair, wiggle out the arms, open up your legs if you like. Little stretch across the body. We'll take 1 more set of 8 this time. Wiggling out your neck. Now setting up hands by your seat, walking your feet out. Ooh, not falling off your chair. Hovering your bum just a few inches away, and then dipping down. Really rolling your shoulders back. And 7. Pressing down into the palms of the hands to lift yourself back up. Shooting energy to the top of your head. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lifting. Scoot your bum back and relax. A little spiral in the spine. Other way, whatever you need. Alright, I'm going to show you a way to stretch your psoas on the chair. It looks a little bit strange, but I guarantee this is the most exciting thing I've realized I can do in this chair as of late. So I'm going to talk you through it. This will look very different on all of us, but nobody can see each other, so it's great. Do what you need. So you're going to sit your seat at the very edge of the chair, and then we're going to take our left leg psoas stretch. I'm going to send my left leg behind the chair. So this could look just like this for some of us. You can keep your hands on the ground, on the chair, or you can slide it all the way back, however far you need to get that stretch. And then from there, with my foot tucked, I'm just going to lean back. You can also press the outside of your leg up against the leg of the chair to get a little bit more of a stretch. If you're not feeling this yet, come back up a bit, tuck your leg further back, and then see if you get a stretch. Now this may be enough for you. You can stay here, or if you're wanting a little bit more length and stretch, Drop your right elbow back, which will send your spine into a twist. And this looks really awkward, but it feels great. And then send your left arm up, so it's the same leg arm, lifting over to the side, lengthening through that front body. And from here, you can sort of play with whatever you want. You can twist to the side, or come back through center, look up. If you're confused about where you should be feeling this stretch, you should be coming all the way up through here. This can also be a good quad stretch. Staying here for one more breath. And release that. Carefully, carefully coming back up through center. That can be a really intense stretch, so release the leg and just let it be for a second, sort of to neutralize. We'll take the other side, so taking this right foot back and underneath the chair as far as you need. Sitting far back, pressing that right shin up against the leg of the chair, and then landing on your left elbow or reaching for it. If this is enough of a stretch, stay here and breathe. If you want a little bit more, reaching your right arm, same arm as leg, up and on the high diagonal. As you do this, think of dropping your right knee towards the ground to increase the stretch. If this isn't really doing anything for you, you can also take some time after the class to modify and figure out which way works best. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back up through center. Letting that go. Releasing. Now staying in your seat, I'm just going to adjust so that everybody can see. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my water bottles that's full of water. Finding yourself vertical on your two sits bones. You're going to take your water bottle that's full of water, preferably a little bit heavier, in your right hand, and you're going to turn that arm out to the side. Then you're just going to extend that arm down. This already feels like a stretch for me. But from here, keeping the shoulder depressed away from the ear, you're just going to send your left ear towards your left shoulder very easily. These muscles don't need a lot of stretch, so be very careful with this. But you should feel a nice pull across the neck and down, maybe even through the deltoid. And then from here, either stay and enjoy this, or turn your nose down towards your left shoulder. Again, this is a very quiet, easy, small activation. Then turn your nose back towards the front. So you're staying in this side flexion, you're just adding rotation, turning your nose towards your shoulder and then back towards the front. If this ever feels too extreme, you can also do it without the water bottle. One more time, nose towards your shoulder and back to center. And then from here, turning your nose up towards the ceiling and then back to center. One more time, up towards the ceiling, making sure you're doing this really slowly and back to center. And coming out of that very carefully, letting your neck muscles readjust after that pretty extreme stretch. And then switch sides. Rotating your arm out, letting that lower arm drop towards the floor, depressing that shoulder away from the left ear, and then nodding your head, your right ear, over to the right side. Feeling the length through that shoulder. Just finding this for a second. Letting the weight of the water bottle help pull and increase the stretch. And then from here, turning your nose towards your shoulder. Again, gently and carefully. This does not need to be very large. And again, nose to shoulder. And back up. And nose. And back up. This time towards the ceiling, lifting up. Or any variation that you like, and back to neutral. And back up. And neutral. One more time. Up. And neutral. And carefully come out of that. Letting your water bottle go by the wayside. Shifting your chair if you need more space. And then go ahead and grab your towel. We'll take a pec stretch using a towel. So I happen to grab a really monster towel. which I didn't mean to do. But if you roll it up into sort of a snake, I think that might be easiest. Unless you have huge hands, which I actually do. But you're going to grab the towel in front of you. And unlike a TheraBand, this isn't going to offer you any give, so be really careful as you use this. But you can take your arms up towards the ceiling, and then gradually bend your elbows back behind you, giving a slight tug outwards on the towel. You should feel this across your pecs or on the top of your shoulder. And of course, the more flexible you are, the more you can reach that towel back. Exhaling. And reaching back up towards the ceiling. So you can take this a few times, increasing the range every time. Or once you find that spot that feels really good and comfortable, turning your head to the right. And that should increase the stretch across your left side. Coming back through center, turning your head to the left should increase across the right. Keep going with this. Things I want to point out, really important not to hike the shoulders. And if you have very tight pecs, as you go back further, if you're trying to get more range, in order to compensate, you might be feeling the need to send your head forward. Don't go there. That's only going to add neck tension. So work within your range. If all you have is just lifting your arms up and you feel the stretch, that's valid. Just keep your head and neck stacked. So important. We don't want to stretch our pecs but then add neck tension, because then we've just added more problems. So one last time here, pulling the pecs back. You might feel one side more intensely than the other. We're full of delightful imbalances. Good to embrace those. And one more turning to the right or left. Back through center. On the other way. And center. And letting that go. Sending the towel out to the side. Now this is kind of sorry about that, a no-brainer for some of us, but throughout these very intense days of being cooped up in our apartments, our homes, it's so important to keep opening up and breaking up the fascia, this sort of spider web all over our bodies that needs to be crumbled apart because it gets really tight and stuck together, this tissue. So if you don't have a foam roller at home, you can use a water bottle. I recommend using one that's maybe even all the way down, but if it's not, that's okay. Just find the parts that you can roll over without flopping down to a divot. You're going to set up your foam roller, air quotes, and with these, or it can even be a can of beans, a can of cherry pie, a can of cheese, I don't know if that's a thing, and then set yourself up carefully onto that roller. So if we're rolling out our IT band, you're going to just lower your IT band down onto the water bottle. And because likely these water bottles are maybe metal or glass or hard plastic, they're probably more intense than your foam roller. So do this very carefully. We don't want to bruise our legs by rolling out. Rolling on the inside, sort of rotating your body in to get closer to the knee, and then coming back to neutral, and then rolling on the outside of the leg. You can also take this and turn over onto your belly, or bring your belly towards the ground and get a stretch. I'm so sorry, I'll roll. This is just feeling so great, I couldn't think. Rolling through your quad or even up through your hip flexor, which would be a good thing to do after this class. All the way down close to the knee, but not over the knee, of course. And letting that go, and then for the inner thighs, taking your roller, coming down onto your forearms, and bringing the outside of your knee, that meaty tissue there, onto the water bottle, and rolling out the side, coming all the way in towards the groin. Again, you can turn the knee in, here it goes, turn the leg in to get closer to the quad, or a little bit further out, get into those adductors. And of course, do this on both sides. You can also take this and roll out the calves. Taking it underneath the calf, propping yourself up on your hands, and rolling all the way down through that Achilles, up through your gastroc, that big meaty muscle of the calf. Rotating your leg out Coming back in, and rotating your leg in. These are all excellent options for how to use your water bottle as a foam roller. I'm going to give you one last thing before we leave, just to make most use out of our towel.
Do the other
This isn't a stretch, but it's a really great thing to do while you're home, sitting at a computer, having dinner, watching Netflix. We can't forget through our home workouts to be kind to our feet, because they'll be the ones to suffer at the end because we're not doing as much walking around. At least they're getting a rest. We need to continue making sure that they're staying agile and flexible. So with your towel sort of just plopped in front of you, scrunch, 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 this is more of a physical therapy rehabilitation exercise for your feet, but it's also really important just in terms of keeping your toes nimble. We forget about them. So make sure your towel is sort of mussed up enough that you can access a piece of the fabric instead of it being flat. So you're going to reach with your big toe, pinky toe, middle toe, third toe, fourth, all those guys, and drag the towel in towards you. It's hard to see what I'm doing here, but I'm extending my toes out and then pulling in the towel towards me. Extending and widening, grabbing the towel and then pulling it in towards me. Grabbing, extending. Keep on going with this. If you're feeling the bottom of your foot cramping, that means that these muscles need way more work. As you're doing the scrunching of the towel, I'll show you another use for this water bottle roller on the opposite foot, rolling out the bottom of your foot. Oh yeah. Make sure it's a water bottle that is yours and people are, or somebody's okay with you putting your foot all over it. But this is a great use of the foam roller water bottle as well. And let that go. Switch feet. Unscrunch the towel a little bit. And take the other foot, extending the toes out, dragging the towel towards you, extending, widening, and pulling in. Notice the difference in each foot. Probably have one foot that's tighter than the other or weaker, or maybe it's just a little bit slow at grasping the dynamic of the movement. You might have a little glitch in the toes. It just means the muscles haven't learned this method of moving yet, but believe me, they will gain just as much expertise as the other side in time. Give it one more scrunch, and let that go. Shake it out.